Okay, so obviously you hear this a lot. This is one of the frequently asked questions. That's why I'm doing a voice note on it. So you hear, as a career woman, I want someone that's financially strong. How do I find someone that's not intimidated by my success? Someone says, during my dating experiences, when finances are discussed, the men start feeling intimidated and slowly ease away. I think there might be a perception that obviously you think they're easing away and being intimidated by your success and your finances, but in actual, maybe the conversation has just gotten to a point where it's boring. And because you're actually leading as with your identity as your career, because this early in dating, I don't think finances should be discussed. Things, it's not that you wouldn't know or have an idea of what that person could be earning based on the restaurant you're going to, based on where you guys live, based on where you guys, work. Those already give you an idea of what that person is up to financially without you discussing finances and asking the person, how much do you earn? Without those direct questions, obviously you can guess from certain things. The person picks you up the car, certain things can help you guess where this person stands financially. So I don't think it's something that should be discussed on a first date. And then you find both parties, but let me just see on the women because the question was the career woman and the man being intimidated. So I'm going to focus on the female part. On the woman's part, and then she comes in making her career her identity, almost like an audition to show that, oh, I'm worth it. Oh, I'm a strong woman. Oh, I've achieved so much. So you should see me as a catch. Not knowing that this person is trying to get to know you as a person, who you really are. Are you caring? Are you nice? Are you funny? Meanwhile, you're leading with your career like, oh, I work in this place and I've worked here for 5 years. I'm at the top management position. Oh, I do this, I do that. Oh, tomorrow morning I have to go to work early because if I don't go, the people won't do this and do that. Trying to just really make yourself this important work focused person because in your mind you're trying to audition and you feel like that kind of puts you at the top of the bar. So you're leading with everything work wise, seeing your schedule. I have to go here and do this tomorrow. Last week I had to do this and do that. All you're talking about is work. And especially for people that work is like 70% of your life because 9 to 5 you're working, you come back home, you're working again. You might not even have a lot to talk about except work. So you're still talking about work, 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 and it gets boring for this person. The person is trying to see other sides of you. You haven't shown any funny side or any caring side. You haven't even spoken about family. Family is important, how you communicate with your family, who you're close to and all that. You haven't spoken about anything about that. All you've spoken about is work, work, work. And automatically the person in their mind is like, do I want to be with someone that's so busy, that's just working, working, working? Apart from that, there's really no attraction right now because I haven't seen anything I like yet. This person is just all about work. And then in your mind, you feel like, okay, this guy isn't responding the way he should because he's intimidated. Or he's just not, his ego can't take it. That's what you're assuming, But in our case, luckily, we can ask people these questions. So we've had to ask the guys, oh, why didn't this date work out? Even though we've heard something else, and then the guy tells us something else entirely different, most of the time, the reason why you think your date didn't work out isn't the real reason why your date didn't work out. Well, hopefully this has answered one of the frequently asked questions about career women and if men are intimidated or not. I mean, obviously some are, but yeah, not all. So I know earlier I answered one of the questions, the frequently asked questions, that a career women, having a hard time because are the men intimidated by your success and all that. So I wanted to add a little on that. Sometimes it's easy to pretty tell when a lady might lead with that. So like I mentioned before, the lady goes for a date and all she's leading with is her career, like, oh, I do this, I do that, when the person is trying to get to know you for who you are. And then when the person is not interested, obviously because to them, you might be feeling like it's interesting. You're talking about your job and all the things you've accomplished. But to the person, it's boring. And so they're not interested. And then you tag them as being uninterested because they're intimidated by your success. Because to you, your success is your identity. You kind of don't, it's like the same way some people just kind of use sex as this is all I have to offer. So some people almost use that like my success is all I have to offer. Like without it, I don't kind of have my identity if I don't tell you all about the things I've achieved and all that. So with that happens with some people right off from the profile, you can tell, because obviously there's a part where we ask you about your education and your career, and you see some people write obviously like my first degree, second degree, third degree, I speak 15 languages, I'm at the top of my career, I work at this. They give you like the exact thing. Like the part for education and career is so, it's actually like the the other part is like a paragraph, because they take so much pride in that, which I understand. But then there's a point where it goes from I'm taking pride in this to this is my identity, this is what I'm going to lead with, this is what you should focus on, and this makes me a catch. And not realizing like when a person is trying to get to know you for a partner and spouse, it's about like, oh my God, is this person sweet, nice, caring? It's your character, not what you've achieved. The other person that hasn't achieved anything but is nice and sweet can always still achieve that. There's no age limit. So if you're leading with, oh yes, I have 10 PhDs and this, the other lady that's nicer and pretty and taking effort in her looks, another 5 years she could achieve, that as well. She could get like 10 PhDs too, so it's not that you shouldn't take pride in it, but don't let it be your identity. Don't let it be something you feel like, look at all I have to offer. Now I'm a catch, so this is what I have to offer. I don't know if I'm even passing my message across properly, but don't let it be the focus point. Some people don't even realize they do this. So when they go on a date, they just talk about the things they've achieved. Like, oh, I have to go to work tomorrow because if I don't, things won't get done. I'm the this and that. So they kind of just almost like they're auditioning to tell you the reasons why you should like them, because they've achieved so much. And if you don't and you feel like the guy is like withdrawing, and then the lady's like, why is this guy withdrawing? Oh, it's because he can't handle my success, this and this. So that's why he's withdrawing. Not realizing that maybe you just, probably didn't look the part, or just didn't, bring more to the table, or in that sense, quote unquote. Because the same thing happens for the other sex as well. I focused on the female part because that question was on career woman. But the same thing happens on the other side as well. You go on a date with a guy and all he's telling you is all the things he has done. Oh, I'm the head of this, I own 5 companies, I do this, I do that. And women too, you get turned off too and be like, ugh, is this all this guy has to just talk about? And then you turn me to bragging too. And then you're like, this is all he has to talk about. It's not interesting. I'm uninterested. So I don't think, well, because of the way society is, the guy doesn't say, oh, she's intimidated by my success, but I mean, well, it'll be termed that, oh, he's bragging and stuff like that. So it's kind of the same thing. It's uninteresting when someone is just bringing one thing to the table to tell you, oh, this is what I've done. This is all I've achieved. Look at me. Look at where I am, in my life, as opposed to getting to know you and then getting you to know them by being open about their characteristics, like what makes them them, and not just what they've achieved in life, school, education, job-wise, and all that. So any other frequently asked questions I will talk about. But if you have any comments to this or points to pass across to share with others, please send it so we can post it in the story. Thank you.